Hello everyone, welcome back. Severed is here, coming back with a new series, and it shall be, if you already watched the trailer, what if Deku had Cremation? Well, our story starts off with, of course, our protagonist Izuku Midoriya. Who else we're gonna start with? As right now he's 4 years old, in the playground. He and Bakugou and all of his goons, his mother Inko just sitting down on a bench near him, watching him while he's playing. As after a couple of minutes from just playing around, everyone just having fun, Bakugo start doing some firecrackers in his hand, as everyone surrounding him saying, "Whoa, Bakugo, you finally got your quirk?" As Bakugo said, "Hell yeah, look, it's explosions." As Izuku hearing this, he immediately ran at Bakugo and said, "Hey, Kachan, did you finally really got your quirk?" As Bakugo said, "Yes, Deku, look, just look how cool is it." As Izuku seeing Bakugo doing some explosion, as Izuku said, "Whoa, this is so cool, Kachan. Just wait until I get my quirk." As Izuku immediately, raising his left hand in the air, as after he done that, a blue flame cover his fist, as everyone said, "Whoa, wow, Deku, look, you have your quirk." As Izuku said, I do, it's fire. Look, Kachan, it's blue." As Baku said, "Wow, this is so sick. What can you do with it?" As Izuku said, "I don't know. Maybe, of course, I can shoot it, I think. My father had a fire quirk. Maybe I just inherited his." As after that, he go to run into his mother while his hand is still engulfed in flames. As he said, Mom, look, I finally got my quirk." As Inka looking at Izuku, seeing that he have a fire in his left arm. As she said, "Whoa, Izuku, this is so great." As Izuku said, "I will be able to finally be a hero." As Inko said, "Well, maybe you should turn it off." As Izuku said, "Alright, Mom." As Izuku tried to turn it off, but he said, I can't." As Inko said, "What? Izuku, why can you turn it off?" As Izuku said, "I just can't." And after that, the flames start going from Izuku's fist into his arm. As Izuku said, "Mom, what is happening?" As Inko said, "Izuku, just calm down." As Izuku said, I don't know what's happening, Mom." As after that, the flames start covering Izuku's face and body, and after that, Izuku fall on the ground, starts screaming, saying, Mom, it hurts. It hurts so much. Please, Mom, help me. Help me, Mom, please." As Inko said, "Oh, Izuku, just calm down." As after that, she go to touch Izuku, but she immediately getting burned, saying, "Ouch, my hand." As Izuku just screaming in pain, saying, Mom, please turn it off. Please, Mom, please." As Bakugo seeing his, Deku, which is right now he's thinking about him as a friend, as everyone starts rushing at Izuku, seeing what's happening. As Bakugo said, "Hey, Izuku, what's happening?" As Izuku said, "Please, Kachan, help me, please." As after that, Bakugo go to touch Izuku, but Izuku body immediately blew up with cremation, burning the kids a little bit, and also his mother. And after that, the heroes start, hearing a sound from a kid which is screaming, as they immediately rush at there, which is the water hazard hero, aka Kota, father and mother. As they see the kissing, what's happening? As Izuku said, "Please help me, anyone, please turn it off." As after that, they immediately rush at Izuku, throwing water as much as possible. They need, to use a lot of their powers, since cremation, cremation is so hot. And after that, Izuku lose consciousness while he's still, after the file finally turned off. As Inko immediately go to hug him, but she immediately regret that decision, saying that her, body being burned a lot from just a simple touch to Izuku. As she said, "Izuku, what's happening to my son?" As the water hazard, the mother of Kota said, "Don't worry, miss. Don't worry, miss. We will gonna help your son. Honey, call the police. I'm gonna try to turn him off, making his body go a little bit colder." As the Kota father called the police and the ambulance, while Kota mother, go to make Izuku body much more colder. And after that, A couple of minutes passed as Izuku found himself in the hospital with a lots of bandages around his body. As he said, "What's happened?" As she Inko immediately go, you know, to hug Izuku, saying, "Oh, Izuku, my boy, what's happened to you? Oh, I was so scared that I might actually lost you." And as the doctor said, which is looking like this, he said, "Well, your son is so lucky. If it wasn't for those two water hazard hero, he might actually died." Well, don't worry about this, Miss Inko. Right now, his fire, heat temperature is so cold. Doesn't he will not gonna burn anytime soon. As Inko said, "What's happened to my son?" As you know, William Snow, which is his name, the doctor name, Doctor Snow or whatever, just a stupid name that I created, and I'm gonna use this photo for a lot of times in the future. Keep this in mind, as I'm not just gonna use it for just as a doctor. I'm keeping something in my mind in the future for Mr. Doctor Snow. As after that, he said, "Well, I got my chances, and while Izuku was, unconscious, I take my chance and start seeing what's happened to him. As I find out that he had a quirk, and it's such a, how can I say it properly? It's will not gonna be easy to control." As Inko said, "What do you mean by this?" As the Doctor Snow said, "Well, his quirk is called Cremation. Looks like he can shoot flames out of his whole body, any parts of his body if he wants. And the fact that his fire is blue is coming from Cremation, which is his flames are so hot, more hotter than any normal flames. Which is, in the end, you can see the side effect of this quirk, Miss Inko." As Inko looking at Izuku with a lot of bandages around his body, as she said, "Is my son will gonna burn every time he use his quirk?" As the doctor said, "Well, he can train it and make his body temperature or resistant to flames go higher than normal to protect him from any future injuries. But I'm scared that I have to say yes. He will gonna be burned every time he use his flames, at least in parts of his body. If he uses it in his the palm of his hands, he normally won't burn his palm of his hand because the hands of the human are one of the most coldest parts of the human body. So any other parts will gonna get burned, so much burned." As Izuku said, "Can I? Is this really my quirk?" As the doctor said, "Don't worry, Izuku. Maybe it's will gonna hurt you a little bit, but maybe one day we're gonna get used to this quirk. Right now, I suggest that you doesn't use it. And I'm sorry to say this, but Misinko, your son have quite a lot of injuries from the burns that he had." As Inko said, "What do you mean by this?" As after that, Dr. Snow take off the bandages around Izuku's body, as he said, "Well, most of his body is still okay, but his left arm are the most part that has been burned since is the first part that has been, engulfed in flames. He have such a big scar around his hand." As he showed the scar around Izuku's left arm, which is so big. I mean, it's not like Dabi, he will gonna have to put like metal in his hand to keep his skin from falling, but is such a big scar going from his, shoulder until his hand. As the Inko said, "Oh, Izuku, I'm sorry about this." As Mr. Snow said, "Well, Izuku, keep in mind, don't use your quirk without someone to keep you under control, alright? Maybe keep some cold water with you. I suggest that you try to, in the next couple of days, try to swim in cold water to keep your, heat temperature so low. Eat some ice cream, some cold things, drink cold water. That might actually help you. As Izuku said, Thank you, doctor." As the doctor said, "Well, I'm gonna leave you right now, Masinko. And sorry for what happened to your son." As Dr. Snow leave the room, as Inko said, "Oh, Izuku, I'm so sorry about this." As Izuku said, "Mom." As Inko said, "Yes, Izuku." As Izuku said, Can I become a hero with a quirk like this?" As Inko said, "Izuku, I mean, your quirk is so powerful as the doctor said, but you might hurt yourself every time you use it. I can't imagine you going. I can't imagine you. I can't imagine seeing you get burned like this again. I still seeing you burn in my head. I just doesn't want to see you in that state anymore." As Izuku said, I will gonna try to control it, Mom." As Inko said, "Alright, but never try to use it when I'm not around, alright, Izuku?" As Izuku said, "Alright, Mom." And after that, Izuku's still in the hospital for 3 days, to recover from the injuries, and he have the scar on his left arm. After that, after the 3 days, he go into the school with the bandages around his left arm, but the rest of his body mostly okay. As he got into the class and said, Hey Bakugou, are you okay?" As Baku said, "Get away from me, villain." As Izuku said, What?" As Baku said, "You villain, you burned me. I was about to die because of you." As, the other kids said, "Yeah, we was about to die because of you, Deku." As Izuku said, "But I didn't mean to." As Baku said, "Well, yeah, you should know how to control your quirk. You villain. Fire demon." As Izuku said, Why are you talking with me like this, Kachan?" As Baku said, "Don't call me Kachan, I'm not your friend, you demon." As Izuku said, "Please just, I wasn't able to control it." As Baku said, "Well, learn how to control your quirk, you Deku. Just get away from me." As after that, from that day, Bakugou never talked to Deku. Mostly he just started to bullying him and calling him the flame demon or something like that, telling him that he's just accursed for his flames that burned anything that touches. Someone with a power like this should not be alive. Someone that he can burn anyone should not be alive like this. His flames are basic hell, and he should die the moment that he used it. And wishing that he actually never become a friend with Izuku. Izuku just getting all these words inside his head. People telling him that he's just a demon of flames, the devil himself. His flames will gonna burn anything before he can save anyone. As I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm just going too dark with this, don't you? Oh man, I'm really enjoying myself a lot. We getting back into the story. I'm sorry guys, I'm just enjoying myself. As we cut into, the last day in middle school. Into the last day of middle school. By this time, Izuku eyes changed from green into blue. For no reason, just because of his quirk. It's just the effect of his quirk. As he just sitting down. And by this time, he is still, start having like wearing a black glove on his left hand to, not let anyone see the scar on his left arm or his hand, just things like that. As he just reading in his book, as the teacher come into the class saying, "Well, students, I was about to give you these papers that have some careers that you might want to get into, like firefighters, like police officers and things like that. But who am I kidding? I know all of you want to be heroes, as he threw the paper into the air. And after that, he said, well, I see that Katsuki Bakugou want to go to UA, huh? As Baku jumped on his desk and started saying, of course, Teach. UA is the only school that deserves me to be in. There is no other school in this world deserve someone with a powerful quirk like me. As the teacher said, I see is the young Midoriya here want to go to UA too, huh? As everyone looking at Izuku said, yeah, I want to go to UA. As Ibakugo said, you, flame demon, going to UA? Don't make me laugh. They will gonna just kick you out of UA the moment they see you. As after that, Bakugou go to burn Izuku, to blow up Izuku's desk, but Izuku looking at him with a glare directly into Bakugo's eye with the glowing blue eyes. As Izuku, left left side of his face start engulfing Cremation as he said, come any closer and I will burn your skin off of your body. As Bakugou taking a step back, Izuku immediately turned off his flames too. And after that, Bakugou smiled and said, you see, that's what I'm talking about. There's no way a devil like you will gonna get into UA, so don't try even to go into that entrance exam, Deku. As Izuku said, whatever, just leave me alone. And after that, the day of the school ended as Izuku taking with him his notebook. And let's talk a little bit about Izuku change, how he's changing in the story. First of all, after, the demon thing, about the demon of fire and things like that, that Bakugou call him, and also the bullying, Izuku starts, training on his quirk, not that much, but into a degree that he will gonna, be able at least to shoot up a fireball before he turn into crisp. Izuku start, instead of just liking All Might, he start liking Endeavor more. Not liking his personality, but liking that the people doesn't play with him. Why? Because he have power. They respect him from fear. They fear him, and that's what Izuku is doing. Sometimes he just engulf his parts of his body with blue flames and look directly into people's eyes that, try to bully him just to make them filled with fear, which after that is actually working. And that's what Izuku is normally doing if people, try to mess with him. He didn't try to burn anyone because as the doctor said, he will gonna turn anyone that he touch into crisp. As we continue. After, Izuku start to collecting his notebook, Bakugou just with his goons sitting by, a little bit far away from Izuku saying, don't even try to get into you demon. The moment that they will gonna see you, they will gonna immediately throw you in Tardress. So, if you really want to stay, to have your freedom, you might not even try to become a hero. Maybe you should try to become a villain, and then I will gonna capture you. As Izuku just looking at Bakugou and just walk away. Because Bakugou know what will happen if he got too close. Don't play with fire. As after that, Izuku just continue walking down the street, saying in his head, yeah, laugh at my misery. No one can understand what it's like to live with the ability to burn anything. Bakugou, that asshole, just acting like he is the king of the goddamn world. I'm gonna show you. One day, I will gonna burn you, and no one will gonna tell me that I did something wrong. And when that time will gonna come, I'm gonna be the last one that laugh. And after that, from behind, he hears a sound saying, kid, give me your body! But before that happened, Izuku immediately threw his notebook away and turned around and said, sudden burn! As he immediately throw, do you see, if you saw how Dabi fighted against Eraserhead in the training camp arc, how he just like shoot a, a, like a beam of flames all of the sudden. Izuku did the same thing here, as after that, the sludge villain being engulfed in cremation, which burning him a lot. You know, yeah, 95% of the sludge villain body turned into nothing but, smoke, as the sludge villain right now just a little fragment of sludge on the ground, saying, "What did you do to me, kid?" As Izuku said, "Don't play with fire, you asshole. And if you really want my body, I think that you wouldn't like to take it after you see my scars. Now, who are you? Speak before I burn what's left from you." As the sludge villain said, I'm just a villain, kid. Please just leave me alone." As Izuku said, "Huh, a villain then. Then how about you get into this bottle, and I will gonna take you into the police before I burn what's left from you." As the sludge villain, looking into the Izuku eyes, saying, do you think that I'm an idiot or something?" As Izuku said, "Well, you will be an idiot if you refuse this offer." As the sludge villain looking directly into Izuku eyes literally burning. As the sludge villain said, "Alright, kid, just calm down." As Izuku said, "Great." And after that, Izuku, take the bottle and start walking away, but he hears a sound from behind saying, "I am here." Where's the sludge villain, young man?" As Izuku saying, "Oh, All Might, great. Take it." As he throw the bottle into All Might, and All Might said, "What the? Kid, you must have a very strong quirk. You have been able to capture the sludge villain without me even get here at the time. Can I know your name, kid?" As Izuku said, "No, thank you, goodbye." As All Might said, "Alright, see you around, kid." Ha ha ha. And after that, All Might jump away, as Izuku said, Why is he always jumping away with a stupid laugh like this? Anyways, where's my notebook?" As Izuku, looking behind, he see what left from his notebook. As Izuku said, great. Looks like I burned it with the sludge villain. Damn it." And after that, Izuku just take what left from his notebook and just continue walking away. As he start hearing explosion, as he said, "Explosions? Why is there explosions in the middle of the street?" As he going to, the scene to see what's happening. As he look in front of him, he see the sludge villain capturing Bakugou. As Izuku said, "Wait, that's the sludge villain. How did he manage to run away?" As the heroes, just standing watching this, as Izuku, tap on the shoulder of, tap on the arms of Death Arm, as he said, "Hey, aren't you gonna save him?" As Death Arm said, we don't have the right quirks for this." As Izuku said, "The right quirks, huh? Well, this is so bad." And after that, Izuku, feeling someone that watching him. As he look on his right side, he see a guy, those very skinny and with a blonde hair. As Izuku said in his mind, "Why is this guy looking at me?" As Izuku just ignore him and go looking at Bakugou while he's just suffocating. Izuku said, "This is so annoying. When they are gonna save him?" As Izuku eyes whiting and said, "Wait, I have a great idea." As after that, Izuku, take off his back and start running in. As Death Arm said, "Wait, kid, don't do it." As after that, Izuku jumped in the air and said, "Dominance burn!" As he throw a beam of fire at the sludge villain and also Bakugou. Oh man, I love this. As immediately Bakugou being burned with a sludge villain, not too much. He tried to keep things on the low. As after that, when the cremation beam stop, all what they see in front of them that Bakugou is, quite burned, with the sludge villain having just a little fragments of him all around the place. As Bakugou, what are you doing here, you flame demon? As Izuku said, I just saved you to show you that you need a saving from a demon like me. You couldn't save yourself and you needed a demon to save you, Bakugou. How pathetic. And also, I will never gonna, you know, lose the chance of burning you alive. As after that, Izuku just spin around and start walking away. As All Might jump from the scar saying, I am here, young man, you have did. But Izuku just walking past him. As All Might said, young man, could I talk? As Izuku just continue walking, doesn't care at all about All Might. As Death Arm putting his arm on Izuku, as he said, hey kid, but he immediately regret that decision because Izuku body is so hot. That's why he normally eating, cold things like ice cream, ice, cold water, things like that, because unlike Dabi, his body temperature is much more hotter, higher than any normal person. As Death Arm said, what the hell? As Izuku said, sorry, don't touch me, it's my quirk. And yes, I tried to save him. Do you have any problem with that? As he looking at them with a glare, as Death Arm is just quiet. As Izuku said, just as I thought. Well, goodbye. And after that, Izuku just taking, his back from the ground and start walking away. And after a couple of minutes, he hear a sound from above, saying, I am here. As Izuku immediately, once he heard this voice, he said, shit, All Might. And after that, Izuku start looking around left and right. He said, where should I hide? Where should I hide? As he, find himself a place to hide in. As after that, All Might just jumped down and said, where is that kid? I'm sure that I saw him here. Well, I will have to wait until the entrance exam. I wish that he will gonna become a hero. And after that, All Might just jump away. Izuku, get out of his hideout, or the place that he was hiding in, and said, why does All Might want to talk with me so much? Anyways, let's just go. And after that, Izuku go back into his, house. As he meet with his mother, Inko. Inko said, oh, Izuku, good morning. How was your day at school? As Izuku said, just normal, nothing much. As Inko said, I saw what you did on the news. As Izuku said, you did? As Inko said, yes, of course I did this. As she go to hug, Izuku and kiss him on his cheek, saying, see, you're not a demon, Izuku. You're my angel of flames. As Izuku chuckles, said, alright, mom, don't talk with me like this. As Inko said, alright. Can you help me here, because we ran out of gas, so can you? As Izuku said, don't say anything more, mom. And after that, Izuku helping, Inko with the food. Izuku just putting cremation on his fingers and just cooking with Inko, because he will not gonna burn his fingers. As after that, after that, the 10 month of training started. As Izuku just looking at the internet, trying to search for somewhere to, to train. As Izuku said, no, I'm gonna burn everything. No, I'm gonna burn everything. No, I'm gonna burn every single person there. As he eyes fall on something, as he said, Dagobah beach. It's filled with rubbles. That might actually be useful. As Izuku decided to go to the, Dagobah beach. Izuku, taking his blue t-shirt and a black jacket, and just, still wearing a black glove in his left arm to not let anyone see his scars, and go into Dagobah beach. As when he get there, he see a lots of rubbles, more than he saw in the photos. As he said, damn it, there's a lots of rubble here. Well, I should get into work. As Izuku taking off his, black glove and engulf his left arm with flames, as he holding his left arm into the right, and after that he throw his arm forward, throwing such a big beam of cremation at the rubble, burning burning half of it, because Izuku doesn't want to burn himself with the rubble. He burned half of it with the with the leaving the ground, or the the dust on the ground, or the sand turn into glass. As Izuku said, she that was something, as from far away someone was watching him, as he quite eyes whiting, as he said, "What? Cremation? He can use cremation? How's that even possible? The only person that I know he can use cremation is me and Toya. Who's this kid? I'm gonna keep an eye for you, kid. If he's Toya, I must know what he's up to." And how he even survived. As of course, this guy is the everyone favorite dad, the best character in all anime endeavor. As he just keeping an eye on Izuku, seeing that he's using cremation, which is actually impress him. After that, Izuku, in the 10 month of training, the normal things that he done is just throwing flames everywhere, jumping into the water and start burning his whole body, and after that just trying to increase the temperature that he trying to increase the resistance of flames to his body into the highest possible to be able to use his power. As after the 10 month of training has done, Izuku said, "Alright, this should be enough for me." As Izuku by this time has learned a new few tricks, which is one of them is basically how he can create things using his cremation. Seeing that Izuku is from new generation and Dabi is an old one, like quirks with every generation become even stronger. I'm always seeing this, because why am I explaining anything of this? Izuku cremation is much more stronger from Dabi because he's a new generation. This easy. Why am I every time making everything so hard and so complicated, and I'm still talking? Come back to the story, Sever, just come back to the story. As after that, Izuku go to the entrance exam wearing a black hoodie jacket, just because he doesn't want to let anyone see his scars. As he's still wearing the black glove in his hand, going into the entrance exam, as he heard from behind the sound saying, "Oi, demon, what are you doing here?" As he looked behind, he said, "Oh, great, explosion god, what are you doing here?" As Bakugou said, "I'm here to be a hero." "Why are you here? Are you finally decided to throw yourself in Tartarus?" As Izuku said, "It looks like your hand is finally recovered from my burns, Bakugou, huh?" As Bakugou, getting angry, saying, "I didn't need your help that day." As Izuku said, "No, you need it. You just so your ego just making you unable to admit it that you needed the help from me, from the demon flames, as you call me." As Bakugou said, "Whatever, get away from my way, you demon." As Izuku said, "Alright, explosion god." And after that, he start, walking away. Izuku start walking away, as he, see on his right side a girl with was about to fall on her face. As once she fall, Izuku chuckled to himself a little bit, saying, focus, don't look at this." As he immediately continue walking. And guys, to be honest with you, I doesn't know who to put Izuku with, to ship him with. I really doesn't know, because normally I go with the most logical ship, to be honest with you. Like in my last series, Izuku had a blood curdle, so I put him with the other bloodsucker, which is Toga. Other one I put him like Eraserhead, when I gave him Eraserhead quirk, I put him also with Toga. Why? Because Toga is technically Miss Joke, but to the villains. As let's continue. Just tell me, guys, down in the comment, who do you want me to ship him with? As Izuku got into the entrance exam, he aces the test, the Persian test, and go into the place to start to, President Mike to explain about the pointers. As after he explained about the first three, a kid with a blue hair and wearing a glasses stand up saying, "President Mike, why you explained about three kind of robots, but here on my paper I have four. If this is a mistake of you, I am very disappointed. And you," as he pointed out a kid wearing a hoodie jacket, saying, "Why are you wearing this hoodie jacket? Take it off of your head and start focusing on President Mike, what he's saying. If you're not gonna take this exam seriously, how about you get out of here?" As Izuku said, "Alright," as he take down his hoodie, and engulf the left side of his face with cremation, as he said, "Do you like to see me like this?" As Ida's quite surprised, as Izuku said, "That's what I thought," as he put his hoodie back on his head and just leaned on the chair. As President Mike said, "Well, I was about to explain about the 0-pointer, but you interrupted me, so how about you sit down and let me continue?" As Ida, apologized and sit down. President Mike explained about the 0-pointer. Izuku just, to get out and go to the exam area A. And after that, he just, walk into the in front of the gate, trying to get a head start from everyone. As Ida from behind said, "Hey, what are you doing?" As he immediately put his hand on Izuku's shoulder. His hand immediately burned. As Ida said, "Ah, my hand, what is this?" As Izuku said, "Sorry, it's just my heat temperature. Don't touch me because you will gonna get burned." As Izuku just leave Ida on the ground and, continue walking to the gate. And when President Mike opened the gate, Izuku immediately, take off his hoodie from his head and engulf his leg with cremation as he starts running in. And after that, he starts throwing beams of cremation everywhere. Every robot is turning into basically lava. Nothing is coming out of the robots after Izuku throwing his flames. And then, he just said, "Hey, that kid is cheating. We didn't wait to the countdown." As President Mike said, "What are you doing here? This kid is burning everything around. Go there before he destroy every robot." As Ida said, "What the?" As he immediately, shake the thought out of his head and go in to start destroying robots. Izuku just, kicking some using, engulfing his leg with cremation and kick the robot, giving him a much more stronger kick than normal. As after a couple of minutes, and in the camera's room, the heroes are watching this. As Eraser has said, "This kid is flames, is blue." As a guy with a Endeavor said, "Yes, his flames is blue." As why are you asking? As Eraser has said, "Do you know him, Endeavor?" As Endeavor said, "I think." As why is Endeavor watching the entrance exam? Easy. First of all, his son Shoto Todoroki refused to take the what they call it, the recommendation exam, because he doesn't want to do whatever his father say. And second of all, he finds someone with using cremation on the beach, so he thought that he was gonna try to go into UA. Since if he was really his son Toya, he was gonna try to go into the most prestigious school in Japan. As Endeavor just watching this, seeing how Izuku is literally destroying everything, saying in his mind, his powers are really something else, and he doesn't seem to be burned from his flames. I will need to talk with this kid later on to really find out of his Toya. And after a couple of minutes, Izuku just destroying a robot, as he said, "Burn!" And after that, he throws such a big beam of flames on on one of the street, turning even the concrete on the ground into lava. As after that, Izuku starts feeling pain in his hands, saying, "Ah, damn it! I think I overdid it." As Izuku looking at his, taking off his hood jacket and start looking at his hand, he's seeing his hand quite burned, but nothing that he will gonna, you will have to worry about, or something that will gonna give him a scar. As Izuku said, "Damn it, I can't use my flames anymore. I'll have to wait." As Izuku taking, a water bottle out of his, hoodie jacket and throw cold water on his hand and drink some cold water to, lower the temperature of his heat. After that, he starts, feeling the ground shaking. As he said, "Why the ground's shaking?" As he seeing a shadow covering everything and looking up, seeing such a big robot looking down at him. As Izuku said, "Holy shit! This is the zero pointer. Are they serious?" As everyone starts running away while Izuku, putting on his, or just leaving his hoodie jacket because he doesn't have time to wear it. As Izuku said, "I need to run." As after that, he hears a sound from behind saying, "Please help me, anyone!" As Izuku immediately turned around, seeing a girl under the rubble. Not a Pacific girl, just a random girl, not Uraka and somewhere else in the entrance exam. As Izuku said, "Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna help you." As after that, the Izuku starts running in as he put his hand together and said, "Dominance burn!" As he immediately throw a beam of fire at the zero pointer leg, making him fall on his back. As he, immediately engulf his leg with fire and jump into the air as he said, Cremation burn!" Or, I'm bad at choosing names. Let's just say, just anything. As he throw such a big beam of flames at, the zero pointer. And after that, he turning, the upper half of the zero pointer into crisp. As everyone in the, camera's room are shocked, especially Endeavor, saying, "Damn it. Damn, this kid must be Toya. Only someone from my family will be able to do something like this." As Izuku, jumped down and started feeling massive pain in his head, in his hand, as he said, "Ah, my hand!" As the cremation starts engulfing his flames without his, without his, and after that, Izuku body starts all engulfing in cremation without his order. As Izuku starts screaming in pain, saying, "Ah! Someone help me! Please turn it off! Turn it off!" As, the girl trying to help Izuku, but once she gets close, she immediately gets burned. And, in the camera's room, the hero starts getting words, saying that this kid is literally burning alive. As they, another examiners, which is one that have a water quirk, get into Izuku and immediately throw water at him. As Izuku immediately, flames get turned off. As Izuku said, Thank you so much." As the kid said, "What's the hell, man? What's happened to you? Why are you, I mean, you did a very great thing, but why are you burning?" As Izuku said, "Believe me, you really doesn't want to know why am I always burning." As he look on Izuku's left arm, he sees such a big scar around, around his left arm, going in from his shoulder into his hand. As he said, "Ouch. Sorry." As Izuku said, "It's not a big deal. See you later." After that, Izuku taking his hoodie jacket and wear it and start walking away. After, throwing a cold water on his body, not even caring if his, clothes will gonna get wet. As he just walking out of the UA, he hear a sound from behind saying, "Kid, stop there." As Izuku, taking off his hood jacket and look behind, he see none other than the number 2 hero, Endeavor. As Izuku said, Endeavor? Is that really you?" As Endeavor said, "So you are one of my fans. I see. Your flames. Can I know what his name is?" As Izuku said, "My flames is cremation, and my quirk is giving me the ability to shoot blue flames out of my body." As Endeavor said, Great. As the can you show me? As Izuku said, I really can't. My body. I already used all my body. I mean, if I did it right now, I will gonna get burned. I need to wait until my temperature get lower enough. As Endeavor said, I understand that. I saw what you did in the entrance exam. As Izuku said, you really did? Um, Sorry about this. As Endeavor said, alright. I will have to ask you one question. Are you Toya Todoroki? As Izuku said, Toya Todoroki? Who is that? I mean, your name is... I doesn't really know who is that. As Endeavor said, in his mind saying, it's one of two things. This is just a random kid with the same quirk as my son, or is he just playing dumb? As Endeavor said, don't worry about it. Kid, I'm gonna train you. As Izuku said, really? As Endeavor said, yes. Meet me tomorrow at my agency. And don't get late. After you're done from your hero school, alright? As Izuku said, alright. And can I have your autograph? As Endeavor said, alright then. And after that, he just, give Izuku his autograph. And Izuku said, thank you, Mr. Endeavor. As Endeavor said, don't get late. I don't want to see you getting, just walking around doing nothing. Alright? As Izuku said, alright, Mr. Endeavor. And after that, Endeavor just leave. Izuku saying in his mind, great, I just met the person that I admired the most, and he's just looking just like I imagine it. Just pure power. I wish one day I will gonna be able to do the same thing that he doing, putting my whole body on flames and just walking around. This will gonna be such a sick thing to have. As this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what do you think about this part and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.